आवाज येतोय का? हॅलो. Okay, types of compressor. Okay, we will start our lectures on types of compressor. These are the classification of compressor. There are two types of compressor: positive displacement and dynamics. So basic difference between positive displacement and dynamic is that in positive displacement, compression is because of decrease in volume. Okay, and in dynamic, energy is imparted on air to increase its pressure. Okay, so very simple. When volume of air decreases to increase the pressure, then that type of compression is called positive displacement. And when mechanical energy is imparted on the air and volume is not significantly decreases, then that compression is called dynamic compression. Okay, so there are two types of positive displacement compressor: reciprocating and rotary. We have seen reciprocating compressor. Today we will see rotary and this dynamic type of compressor. In rotary compressor, there are five types: lobe, liquid rings, screws, cone, vanes, and in dynamic, centrifugal and axial. In rotary compressor also, volume of air decreases to increase its pressure. That is why this comes under positive displacement. And in centrifugal and axial compressor, mechanical energy is imparted or supplied to the air to increase its pressure. Okay, so today we will see this rotary and centrifugal and axial compression. So first, so this is a rotary lobe compressor. It consists of generally two lobes. There may be three lobes also. These are the two lobes which rotated in opposite direction. When this lobe rotates in anti-clockwise, then this lobe rotates in clockwise direction. Okay, like gear. This is inlet and this is outlet. After outlet, receiver is there. So what happens? A fixed amount of air is entrapped in between these two lobes. The volume of that entrapped air does not change when this travels through from here to here or from here to here. If you consider two लोग, ये लोग इस एयर को इस डायरेक्शन में ऊपर लेके जाएगा और ये लोग एयर को इस डायरेक्शन में ऊपर लेके जाएगा. So what happens when this air goes receiver and one more important thing, there is no any leakage in between two lobes, so this air cannot mix with inlet air. Means pressurized air cannot pressurized air cannot mix with this inlet. So when this atmospheric air goes to at this point, what will happen? This compressed air mix with this air. What if already is compressed air? What happens? This air present in receiver try to flow in this direction, and this load will try to force it again in this direction. So in this way, compression occur. ये जो रिसीवर की एयर नीचे आना चाहिए और ये लोग उसे ऊपर ढकेलेंगे. जो भी इंटरप्ट एयर ऊपर लेके जाते हैं उसे ऊपर ढकेलेंगे. This is nothing but irreversible mixing of pressurized air and fresh air. So what happened? These two loop compresses it in receiver. By stopping that compressor mixed with this fresh air. Okay. Agar though if we are using too low, so this process happens 4 times. In 4 times they will forces this air to the receiver. If there are 3 lobes, then 6 times this will happen. ओके सो मतलब जब ये लोग फिर से रिपीट करता हूँ, जब फिक्स अमाउंट ऑफ एयर यहाँ पर इंटरप्ट होगी, ये लोग इसको ऊपर लेके जाएंगे, ऊपर की जो रिसीवर की एयर है इसमें मिक्स होंगी और मिक्स होने के बाद वो सॉरी सॉरी मिक्स होने के बाद वो ट्राई करेंगे कि नीचे आए, लेकिन ये लोग डज नॉट अलाउड टू कम डाउन, ये सब फिर से ऊपर भेजेंगे. इन दिस वे more and more air is stuck to this receiver and compression is achieved here. Okay, so if there are 2 lobes, 4 times occur. If there are 3 lobes, they 6 बार होगा. Clear? This is very simple. Now this is rotary scroll compressor. There it consists of 2 scroll, एक fixed है और एक orbiting, sorry, एक fixed है और एक orbiting scroll. Inlet air यहाँ से आएंगी fixed और there is a compressor chamber because of gap between fixed and orbital scroll. So volume of that air is decreases until the outlet and air is compressed. So it is very simple. So there are 2 inlet and outlet actually comes out. So volume of air decreases until the last and compression is achieved in this rotary scroll compressor. Next is vane compressor. It is also very simple. There are number of vanes are there. Okay, and air is this inlet, this is outlet. So it is very similar to rotary lobe compressor. In rotary lobe there are 2 or 3 lobes, and in vane compressor number of blades are there. So what happens when air comes inside this rotary blade forces that air to this receiver, and again when this air try to come back or try to mix into the fresh air, but this blade does not allow that mixing, and they forces fresh air into the receiver. So whatever function performed by lobe in rotary compressor, same function is performed by vane here. Here working principle is very similar in vane compressor and rotary lobe compressor, but one more difference is that if we take one vane compressor and one rotary lobe compressor having same capacity, then vane compressor requires less work as compared to lobe compressor. It consumes less work to achieve same capacity as lobe compressor. मतलब अगर हमारे पास वेन कंप्रेसर है और एक रोटरी लोब कंप्रेसर है जो सेम कैपेसिटी की एयर कंप्रेसर थे, तो वेन कंप्रेसर को कम वर्क लगेगा एज कंपेयर टू रोटरी लोब कंप्रेसर. क्लियर? ये capacity of this vane compressor is about, it compresses about 8.5 times to the inlet pressure. This compression ratio of vane compressor is around 8 to 8.5, and it delivers 150 meter cube of compressed air per minute. एक मिनट में 150 मीटर क्यूब कंप्रेस्ड एयर बाहर जाते हैं. ओके, और जो प्रेशर रेशियो है वो ऑलमोस्ट 8 बार हम अचीव कर सकते हैं, 8 टाइम्स हम अचीव कर सकते हैं. मतलब अगर 1 बार की एयर आती है तो मैक्सिमम में 8 बार की एयर यहाँ पर मिल सकती है, 8 to 8.5. ओके, now one more important compressor is there, centrifugal compressor. Let me find out. Centrifugal compressor consists of 3 parts: impeller, diffuser, and casing. Okay, so what happened here? Air coming from XLE, first energy of impeller or energy is imparted by this impeller. Impeller is one type of blade which exerts imparts energy on the air. So what happen? Pressure and temperature of that air also increases, or in short, it transfer momentum to the air. Means air start to flow, pressure and velocity both increases of that. So after impeller, the air goes to diffuser, where by using diffusion action, diffuser is performing work exactly reverse of nozzle. In nozzle, what happen? Pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy, and in diffuser, kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy by increasing the area. Okay, so after taking energy from impeller, temperature and pressure of air increases. So this increased pressure again goes to the diffuser, where kinetic energy of that air is converted into pressure. So again, pressure of that air is increased, and this compressed air now goes to the outside. Compression ratio of this centrifugal compressor is very less, almost 4 times it can compress. Means if 1 bar pressure air comes inside, pressure of that air is raised to only 4 bar. Understood? Centrifugal compressor consists of 3 parts: impeller, diffuser, and casing. So what happens in impeller? Mechanical energy is imparted on air, so pressure and temperature of that air increases, and this increased pressure air goes to the diffuser, where by using diffusion action means this: by increasing area, kinetic energy of that air is converted into pressure energy. Diffuser and nozzle performing function exactly opposite. In diffuser, kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy, and in nozzle, pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy. So in this way, pressure of air increases. Half of the pressure increased by impeller, and remaining half pressure is increases by diffuser. Okay, so in this way, air is compressed in uh, centrifugal compressor. In centrifugal compressor, there is no any decrement in volume. Only mechanical energy is imparted, and whatever kinetic energy is there, by increasing volume, by increasing area, that kinetic energy is also converted into pressure energy. So without decreasing the volume of air, compression is achieved here. That is why it is dynamic compressor. It is not positive displacement compressor. Similarly, we have axial flow compressor. These are the various diagram of axial flow. So we will consider this. This is rotor, and this is rotor blade. This is casing, and this is stator blade. Stator blade is attached to casing, and it is stationary. It will not rotate, or it will not move. This is rotary blade. As this rotor rotate, this blade also rotate. Okay. So there is one stator, one rotor, one stator, one rotor blade likewise. Okay. So inlet air comes inside. Okay. As inlet air comes in between rotor blade and stator blade, because of energy of this rotor blade, what will happen? This energy is transferred to air, and its velocity increases. This increased velocity air goes to the another stator blade. There is clearance in between. The important function of stator blade is also to guide the compressor. Okay, so when likewise this air goes to in this direction, its velocity decreases, and when comes next stator blade, the kinetic energy of that air converted into pressure energy. Okay, likewise pressure energy generated here, and pressurized air we are getting here, but just by imparting energy due to this rotor blade, and again by diffusing action by this stator blade. Okay, stator blade also guide this compressed air. In this way, compression is taking place without decreasing volume of air. Only energy is imparted on that. Clear? The pressure ratio achieved with this axial flow compressor is 1.2 to 1.3. It means if 1 bar air comes inside, then outside air will have pressure 1.2 or 1.3 bar. These are the PV diagram, which is not in our concern. Let me फिर से एक बार रिपीट करता हूँ. दिस इज रोटरी लोब. दो लोब रहते हैं जो अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में रोटेट होते हैं. जैसे प्रेशर इंटरप्ट होगी वो दोनों लोग उसको ऊपर लेके जाते हैं, रिसीवर में ढकेलते हैं. जैसे जैसे लोग डिस्प्लेस होंगे, रिसीवर के बाहर आने लगेंगे, फिर से लोग प्रेशर के साथ उसको अंदर ढकेलेंगे. ये एक रोटेशन में 4 बार होता है और इस तरह से यहाँ पर कंप्रेस्ड एयर कलेक्ट होती है. क्लियर. इसके बाद में स्क्रो लेयर, फिक्स ऑर्बिटिंग स्क्रो और फिक्स स्क्रो के बीच में एयर कंप्रेस्ड होती है और उसका प्रेशर बढ़ता है. When compressor is performing function like rotary lobe compressor, यहाँ पर वेन है, वहाँ पर लोब रहते हैं. ये वेन एनर्जी इंपार्ट करेंगे और एयर को रिसीवर में भेजेंगे. जैसे ही वेन डिस्प्लेस होंगी, कंप्रेसर फिर से इधर आने लगेंगी, फिर से नया फ्रेश एयर आएगा. फिर ये इस एयर को इधर जाने नहीं देंगे वेन, इसीलिए यहाँ पर कंप्रेशन होता है. एयर इधर आने का ट्राई करेगी और कंप्रेसर वेन उसको इधर ढकेलेंगे फ्रेश एयर के साथ में. यहाँ पर कंप्रेस्ड एयर वहाँ पर जमा होती है और वेन कंप्रेसर को कम एनर्जी लगती है एज कम्पेयर टू रोटरी लोब कंप्रेसर. उसके बाद में सेंट्रीफ्यूगल कंप्रेसर. सेंट्रीफ्यूगल कंप्रेसर के 3 पार्ट है. अंदर का इंपेलर, बाहर का डिफ्यूजर रिंग और ये केसिंग. ओके. इंपेलर में क्या होता है, मैकेनिकल एनर्जी जो एक्सेली एयर अंदर आती है उसके ऊपर इंपार्ट होती है. उसका प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर दोनों बढ़ता है. उसके बाद में वो डिफ्यूजन रिंग में जाता है. वहाँ पे उसका जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी उसने अचीव की है बिकॉज ऑफ इम्पैक्टिंग एनर्जी ड्यू टू दिस इंपेलर, जो भी काइनेटिक एनर्जी उसको मिलती है वो प्रेशर एनर्जी में अगेन कन्वर्ट होती है. मतलब जो भी प्रेशर यहाँ पर जनरेट होगा उसमें वो काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऐड हो जाएंगी और प्रेशर उसका बढ़ेगा और वो प्रेशराइजर बाहर जाएंगे. ओके. हाफ ऑफ द प्रेशर इंक्रीज इन द इंपेलर एंड अदर हाफ इन डिफ्यूजर एक्शन. और जो प्रेशर अचीव कर सकते हो 4 है. मतलब वी कैन कंप्रेस 4 टाइम्स कंप्रेस्ड प्रेशर. ओके. मतलब अगर एक बार की प्रेशर आई तो हम 4 बार की कंप्रेसर दे सकते हैं. दीज आर दी इंपेलर, डिफ्यूजन रिंग, केसिंग. केसिंग और डिफ्यूजन एक्शन क्रिएट होता है, एयर कंप्रेस होते हैं. ये एक्सियल फ्लो कंप्रेसर है. इसमें एक स्टेटर ब्लेड रहती है, एक रोटर ब्लेड रहती है. रोटर ब्लेड मूवेबल है, स्टेटर ब्लेड स्टेडी है. स्टेटर ब्लेड दो काम करती है. एक तो वो एयर को गाइड भी करती है, एयर का फ्लो. और दूसरी जो हाई वेलोसिटी एयर आती है उसके वेलोसिटी को प्रेशर में भी कन्वर्ट करती है. ओके. सो इन दिस डायरेक्शन वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर डिक्रीजेस एज वेल एज प्रेशर बिकॉज ऑफ द स्टेटर प्रेशर इज आल्सो इंक्रीजेस. ओके. एंड एनर्जी इंपार्टेड बाय दिस रोटर ब्लेड ऑन द एयर. ये एयर को रोटर की मैकेनिकल एनर्जी सप्लाई करती है, जिससे उसका वेलोसिटी और प्रेशर दोनों बढ़ता है, टेम्परेचर दोनों बढ़ता है. क्लियर. So these are the some theory parts which may appear in exam for 5 to 6 marks. अब मैंने आपको कंसेप्ट समझा दिया है. आप सिर्फ एक बुक में उसको और पढ़िए. जनरली बहुत सिंपल है. ठीक है. उसके बाद में हम कल बढ़िया लेक्चर देंगे. थैंक यू.